Hi, hello students, welcome back. Today we are going to learn new lesson number 4, class 7, elaboration on MS Excel 2016. Let us have a look. Topics going to be discussed in this lesson are: first one is cell reference, what is relative reference, what is absolute reference, what is mixed reference. Next one is how to use functions, how to organize the data, sorting the data, filtering the data, hide one or more rows or columns, to remove the filter, custom filter, sorting and filtering by cell color, conditional formatting, data validation, goal seek, sharing workbooks, exporting workbooks, and last one is pivot table. Let us have a look. First one is cell referencing. A cell reference refers to the cell or a range of cells on worksheet and can be used in a formula so that MS Office Excel can find the values or data that you want that formula to calculate. There are three types of cell referencing. First one is relative, second one is absolute, and third one is mixed. Referencing means, for example, you can see the here some MS Excel sheet is there. Bread is there, that is quantity is 2 and price is 1.5. Amount we are going to give the formula, like how we are giving equal to B2 star something C2. Here we need to add quantity into price, then only we will get the amount. So there here required some referencing, which cell and which cell adding, which cell and which cell are multiplying, and which cell we are calculating the total amount. That is called referencing, that is called cell referencing. In cell referencing, our first one is relative reference. Relative reference in MS Excel is the cell address without the dollar sign in the row and column coordinates like A1. When the formula with relative cell reference is copied to another cell, the reference changes based on a relative position of rows and columns. By default, all references in MS Excel are relative. That means, suppose you are adding here jam. There is in the example you can see quantity is 3 and price is here 1.80, and here we are adding directly equal to B5. B5 means jam is the B5 and price $1.80 is the C5. Then quantity into price is equal to amount in D5, we are getting the value. That means without adding any dollar sign we are getting the result. That is called relative reference. By default, Excel is using the relative reference. You can see here, to add one quantity or one price, how many quantities you are taking. For example, cheese you are taking 3 and price is $2, then total amount will be the $6. If you are not using any dollar symbols or anything, then that reference will be a relative reference. And second one is absolute reference. Unlike relative references, absolute reference do not change the when copied or filed. That means if you copy or if you fill it, it will not change any references. You can use an absolute reference to the keep a row and or column constant. Constant means it will not move. Suppose percentage in somewhere, you need to apply that 7.5 percentage to all the vegetables, then you will get the total. In that places we will use absolute reference. Absolute reference is designed in a formula by the addition of dollar symbol before the column and row. You can see the example here. For example, ninth we are taking the dollars is $2.49 price, and next one is quantity might be 1 or 2, 10, and sales tax is that much. Now we need to add the sales tax. How we are getting the sales tax amount? We are adding 7.5. That constant cell is there, 7.5 percentage. So equal to B9. B9 means this one, $2.49 into C9. C9 means quantity, how much quantity you are taking, bracket close, and into $E $1. That means dollar symbol we are using here. When you are using the dollar symbol, that it will indicate the absolute reference. The value will come automatically in the sales tax. In this way we can add the absolute reference. If you are using the dollar symbol in any function or in any code, in any Excel formulas, that will be replicates the absolute reference. And last one is mixed reference. A mixed reference is either an absolute column and relative row. That means it will be like this. It's a combination of relative reference and absolute reference is called mixed reference. Simply you can say, and absolute will be the column side and relative will be the row side. You might be knowing that what is row and what is column here. When you add the dollar before the column, later you create an absolute column, and before the row number you create the absolute row. You will see here in E4 equal to $B4 into $C4. B4 value is how much? B4 value is 15, price under the 15. So price into $C4, C4 means 15, and into E dollar of 2. That means here there is a tier 1, there is a 10% commission. So here we are using the mixed reference values. That for example I told you already, price and quantity, and we are adding the E2 value of 10% also. We are adding it different cell. See here, 15 is in B4 and C15 is in the C4, and E2 is having 10%, and tier value we are getting in E4. That is, in these cases we use the mixed references. Next topic is using functions. In previous class we have studied various formulas that used in MS Excel. These formulas allow the user to perform mathematical operations. Functions means they are predefined formulas in Excel. That means predefined formulas. We need not to write any formula. They are easier and faster to use than writing formula yourself. They are simple rules which are necessary to follow while writing the function in MS Excel. They are, every function starts with an equal to sign. That means every formula should start with equal to symbol or sign. Formula name must be valid, like it should be average or max, minimum, like that. Function name must be followed by opening and closing parenthesis. That means opening bracket and closing bracket. The function should written in the bracket. Parenthesis contains the arguments. Example, sum of E2 is to E5. That means we are writing the sum function in E2 to E5. We have learned about the operator in previous class. These operators help to perform functions such as sum, average, product, etc. Operators specify the type of calculation you want to perform on the elements of a formula. Function library. Excel predefined functions are available. Function library, group of formula tab. Click the formula tab, functions library group. Click the function button such as financial, logical, date and time, and etc. Logical and data separate. Select the desired option from the given list. Let us discuss some commonly used functions of MS Excel. First one is minimum function. It is used to find the minimum or lowest value from the given value range. Syntax is minimum of A1, A2, A3, A4, A5. Like minimum is equal to minimum of A1 is to A5. I will show the example after these topics. Next one, today function. Today function is used to returns the current date. Next one is now function. Now function will returns the current date and time. So next one is square root. Square root gives the square root of a number. That square root you might be saying, what is the square root of 49? The output will come as 7. And next one is len function. Len function counts the number of characters text entered in a cell. That means it will count the how many letters are there in that particular word. Next one is mod function. Mod function divides the number with its divisor and give reminder. For example, mod of 10 and 3, output will give as 1. That means if it will divide 10 by 3 and remainder is 1. That the mod function will give the remainder. Yeah, first write the table like this in MS Excel. Now look at here. Now I written some name and English, Maths and Science, SST, Urdu, Hindi marks I written. Now we need to do some functions. there is a auto sum here. If you find here, click on that arrow and sum is equal to sum of from where to where, from B4 is to up to where, up to 84, that means G4, and is equal to sum of B4 is to G4. Then press enter key. See, 458 is the total. Same with the case here also, equal to SUM sum of, and from where to where, this one is to up to G5. This is B5 and this is G5. Here see G 1 2 3 4 5. This is fifth one, and here also B 1 2 3 4 5. So close the bracket, press enter. See, 355, 375 is the total. Now same with the case also here also, and I am just copying this formula here. Now 493 is the total, and max function also will get equal to max of from where to where, B5 to Hindi, G4, sorry, B4 to G4, close bracket, and we will see the maximum value. Maximum value is 98, right? See, 98 is the maximum value. Here also I am just dragging and dropping this one. See, in this list 78 is the highest for the B marks, and C1 he got 98 is the highest, and same with the case we can find the minimum values also, equal to min min of from where to where, B4 is B4 to up to G4 only. Close the bracket and press enter. 45 is the least marks he got, and same copying the formula here. When the plus symbol turns into this black color plus symbol, and drag it up to there, and 48 is the Mr. B we got is 48 is the least mark, and Mr. C got 68 is the least mark. Now count how many numbers are there. 1 2 3 4 5 5 6. So count also equal to count. See, count from where to where, B4 to, or else from here to, will count from this one up to here 98, and close the bracket. See, total count is 18 are there, or else you can give your own also. From G4 I am giving. See, total 6 subjects are there. This is count. Average also how many marks he got is equal to AVE, average from where to where, from English marks to Hindi marks, close the bracket, and 76 is the average among all these marks. And day, how to find date, is equal to TO2 DAY day, today, bracket open close, press enter. See, today is came, and date and time, how to get it, is equal to NOW now, and open and close. See, date, time, and it's also showing the time also. Square root, how to find the square root, is equal to SQRT of, what is the number? For example, I am writing here 49 only. Square root should come 7. See, 7 is the square root. Length, find this, how many length, how much length is there for this one. COUNT count, or this one text, is equal to LENGTH length, length of this one. Cell address we need to go. I selected N3, close the bracket. See, total 19 are there, and mod function also I told is equal to MOD mod of number. I am giving 10 comma, if you do the division, divisor is 3, close the bracket, and remainder will be the 1. See here, in this way we can do the length functions, all the functions very easily. I hope you got it, this topic. Our next topic is logical function. What is logical function? See here, if logical function is used to check the condition in given cell or cell range. If the condition is a true, a value is written. If condition is false, another value is written like true or false. Suppose there are two grades are there. Suppose if you got 400 above marks, you will get A grade, or if you get 400 below marks, you will get B grade. In these cases, we are writing this logical function if. For example, you can see here, consider the table which has name and total number of students. Now we need to find out the grade. So in grade, we are writing there is equal to if of B2. B2 means the value, first number of marks, total number of marks of an 450 is the marks. So if B2 greater than or equal to 400, comma, then double quotation we not write, it should write A, else it should write B. Now drag and copy the formula C2 to C5. Let us have a look on a video, then you will get better understanding. Yeah, see here students, first write the table like this. So I written name, total marks, grade, and here name is there and total marks is there. Now we need to use the logic if function. How to use? Here we need to get the grades. So first all formulas will start with equal to symbol. So is equal to if function, if of means bracket, this one B2, by B2 because by B2 is having the marks, total number of unmarks is there in B2. So 560 greater than or equal to 400, double quotation on, then what should it print? It should print A grade. Okay, again double quotation close and comma, and or else what should it print? If it is below than 400, then it should come B grade. B, double quotation close and close the bracket. Now press enter key. See, it is 400 above only, so he got A grade. Now rest of the formula we need to copy, same, we need not to write for every cell, for him and him. Let us see, and the mouse pointer turns into the plus color, plus symbol, then hold it and drag up to C5. See, now see 480 he got and it is A grade. He got only 200 marks, so B grade. He got 333 marks and he got B grade. Now formula is applied automatically to the below cells also. Let us see. Now he got 399, see B only. He got 400, A grade. Somebody got 450, see. So like in this way we can use the if function. Next one is organizing and sorting the data. That means Microsoft Excel has a number of features that make it easy to manage and analyze the data. To take full advantage of these features, it is important that you organize and format data in a worksheet. Some of them essential features that can help in organizing the data in spreadsheet are, first one is sorting the data. Sorting means arranging the data in ascending or descending order. That means to arrange the data in ascending order or descending order is called sorting. Excel allows you to sort by date, sort by text, sort by numbers, sort by multiple columns, sort by colors. If you like, you can even color code your data. You can color code your data also. Now how to sort the text or number? Look at here. Now click on any cell of your database. Now click on sort button in the sort and filter group from the data tab. All the database get selected. Sort dialog box appears. Excel assumes that first row of your database column headings by default. My data has headers. Check box is already checked. Select a field, example marks. Now select the small to largest from the orders box. Click OK. Now have a look on your video to get clear vision of the what is sorting. See here, now I want to sort the marks in ascending or descending order as we discussed here. Now first select this one cell where you want to sort, and there is in the editing group here is a sort and filter, and here sort is there. See, sort largest to smallest to largest. If I click that one, see 200 is the first, next 333, next 399, next 400, 450, 480. Like in this way we can sort our data. Here also you can sort Z to A to Z. See, because B is the from the descending order it is coming, so it's showing that B. Here also in these names also we can sort here. See, first S came, last may S it's there, and last it is there A. In this way we can sort our data here, large number to smallest. See, 560 is the largest and the least is 200. In this way we can sort our data. Next one is hide one or more rows or columns. So first, to hide one or more rows or columns, first we need to select the rows or columns that you want to hide. On the home tab in cells group, click on format and click hide and unhide options under visibility, and then click hide rows and or hide columns. Let us have a look on video. You can do in the second method also by using right click and choose the option of hide option. Let us have a look on a small video. Yeah, see here, now I want to hide this B column. Now select this B column in home group here in home tab, and under the cells group there is a format and there is a in visibility. Under the visibility there is hide and unhide options. There is a hide column option. Select this one and see here A, C, B is hidden. Now how can you get back it? See, again select this one and there is a format option. Under visibility unhide there is a unhide columns. See, B is back. Now these two 4 and 5 are there. Now I want to hide these two rows. Select these two rows and second method I am showing, right click over there and choose the hide option here. See, it was hidden here. How can you get back it? Same here, right click, unhide option is there. Wait, right click, yeah, right click and unhide. See, 5 is there. Now again I am going to right click and unhide. See, 4 also back. In this way we can hide or unhide our rows and columns. Next topic is filtering the data. Excel includes an easy to use filter option to show that only what you want to see. Rest of the data will be hidden. It does not rearrange your data, it is temporarily hides the data. As soon as you remove the filter, all your hidden data will be reappear. That means filtering means whatever you want the data to see, that data will be appears and remaining data will be in the hidden position. Let us see the steps how to filter the data. Select any cell of your database. Click on filter from sort and filter option under data tab. Drop down arrow will appear on the right of the each column head. Step 4. For example, in table given in the figure shown, we'll click the drop down arrow for the house column head. A list of with all houses will be selected. Step 5. First deselect, select all. Now click on house that you want to display. Example, we selected Gandhi. You will see the rows containing the only Gandhi houses only. Let us see a video. See here, now I have written here serial number, name, total marks and house. Here marks here. Now there are house are there. Now how to give the filter option? Now select the columns where you want to give the filter. Now in under the data tab there is a filter here, or in the house there is a sort and filter option here. Now there is a, if you click on filter option, a dialog box appears, or see here all column heads has been small drop down arrow. See here. Now for example, I want to see the house. I want to see only I'm clicking on the deselecting by all selecting option. I want to see only Gandhi house. Then click on house. See here, now how many students are there? Only 3 students are there in Gandhi house. Same here, if you want to see Nehru house, see Nehru house only 1 student is there. Now I want to see the Patel house. Patel house also only 1. And last one I want to see the Tilak house. See, Tilak house is 2. Now I want to see Gandhi and Tilak at a time. So I selected 2 options at a time and click on OK. See here, I can see Gandhi and Tilak house students. Now if you click on select all, you will see all the students here. How to remove this one? Simple. There is a filter option here, and if you deselect this one, see, filter has been removed successfully. In this way we can apply the filter to our data. Sorting and filtering by cell color. Sorting and filtering by the cell color also we can sort out the cells. you can sort the, if you want to arrange the data, so it can be easily differentiated. So we need to sort the data by cell colors. To sort the data by cell colors, first we need to follow the given step. Click any cell from your database, click sort and sort filter group from the data tab. The sort dialog box appear. Select a column name under the sort by from the drop down arrow. Select cell color under sort on. In case we have selected green color, select whether you want to display from bottom, from down, or on top by selecting from the order. For example, we have selected on bottom, all green color should come at down. So you can see the picture here, all the green color are down, and click OK, all rows will be green appear at the bottom. Now let us have a look on a small video. Yeah, see here students, now I have typed the data, and here the colors are there, different colors are there. I want to see all blue colors in the top or bottom. Now how to sort this data by using cell font color or cell color? Let us have a look. First select the cell where you want to font them. Then under the data tab there is a sort option here. If you click on this one, a sort dialog box option here appears. Now where you want to sort by marks or something, which one you want to sort? I want to sort by marks only. So values or cell color or font color? Cell color I am selecting. Now which color you want to come? I want to select this blue color only. On top or bottom you want to select? I am selecting the top. Now click on OK. Now look at here, all blue color comes in the top. Again I am going to show here. Click on data. Under this one there is a sort and filter, sort dialog box appear. Select cell color here, and color should be select here. I am selecting next pink color, and it should come all bottom, and click on OK. See here, now it is sorted by the color option. In this way we can sort the cell color. Next one is conditional formatting. Conditional formatting means options allow you to apply different formatting options such as background color, borders, font formatting to data. That means certain conditions, whatever the conditions you give to the computer or Excel software, it will show that particular data. Conditional formatting is applied to one or more cells, and when the data in those cells met the conditions specified, the format will be applied. For example, conditional formatting might be a less than 2000, or color will be red, or applying the rule. Let us have a look on detailed look on the video. So there are some steps. First we need to select the cells, then click on the conditional formatting option, then it will show some dialog box, and we need to select the remaining options. Let us look a video. Yeah, now see here students, I selected this data for example. Now in the home tab there is a styles, there is a conditional formatting, and highlights cells rules. Now we'll go like this, greater than, okay, greater than or less than. Okay, I'm selecting the greater than option. Now for example, those who got 80 marks, okay, 80 marks or greater than 80, it should fill with yellow or dark, and dark yellow text, and click on OK. See here, now who got yellow? See here, this one Priya, and these all got yellow marks. Now I will select only marks here. Conditional formatting, select rules, less than for example 75 below, and it should fill with red text. Click on OK. See, those who got 75 below, they are got in red color. In conditional, suppose we are giving some condition. Now next one also I am going to show. I am selecting this one, and formatting highlights, greater than, those who got 90, it should fill with light red, and click on OK. See this one, where is that one? Here, wait, conditional formatting, cells greater than 89, okay, and click on OK. Now see, those who got, it is in the, because earlier it was applied. Why it's not applied? Because we have selected 90 and above, so it's thought that it is 90, from 90 onwards it added. So now we have selected this one. In this way we can make the conditional formatting by your own choice. Next one is data validation. Data validation is used to restrict the type of data values that can entered in a cell. For example, if you take English and Maths, we need to enter the marks in that particular English and Maths. We need to enter from 0 to 100 only. It should not reach above more than 100. In that cases, we will use data validation option. First, select the cells where you want to apply the data validation rule. For example, we have selected from B2 to C5. It's showing there. Click on data tab and data validation. Now step 3. On the settings tab under allow, select whole numbers option. Under data, select condition. In our case, we are selecting between. Now select the minimum and maximum values for the cells. In our example, we are selecting 0 as minimum value and 100 as maximum value. Select input message tab. So the text box title as enter marks and input message box will be written between 0 and 100. Next one is select error alert. What type of error should come? Title is invalid marks and type is equal to enter error marks error message box. This message will be displayed if you enter the invalid marks. If you enter 100 above marks, the step 7 will be appeared. Click on OK. Now let us see the example in the video. See here, now I have written here one table and the names, and here Maths and English. Now let us see how to apply the data validation formula here. Select the cells where you want to apply the data validation rule. Now I selected here only because we are entering here only the marks. So under the data tab, there is here data validation. Select this one and select data validation option. Now a dialog box appears. Now here what we will do, settings, allow only whole numbers. Data between, it should be between from 0 to 100 only. It should not exceed more. Now there is an input message. What type of input message it should be shown? Now here we will write here enter marks. Here input message should be between 0 to 100 only. Marks we need to enter here in this particular area, we need to enter 0 to 100 only. Error, if anybody returns wrong there, what kind of error it should show? Now it should show here invalid marks, and here we will write here enter marks between 0 to 100 only. Then click on OK. Now see here. Now if anybody wants to type here enter marks here, see enter marks 0 to 100. Now I will write here 10. Okay, it's taken. Now here I will write 20. Right, very good. Now here write 90 also fine, 99 also fine, 100 also fine. And if I write here 101, see enter marks between 0 to 100 only, or retry or cancel or help, or it's showing that invalid marks. So I will write retry here and I will write 0 also fine, no issues. Now if anybody writes here 201 marks, now it's showing that invalid marks. So in these cases we are using the data validation option. Here only I will retry here, I will write here 20 marks, then it will take. Here you can write 201 also, because we didn't apply the rule here, so that's why it's not showing. Only the value written is here only, the rule is applied only up to here. In this way we can give the data validation. Select the cells. Under the data tab there is a data validation. Select the data validation option. A dialog box appear. Settings, any value you can write, date, time, or any whole numbers between 0 and maximum it should be like 10. And input message, what kind of, you can write here enter marks or something, and click on OK. Enter marks here, I'm clicking only 0 to 10. If anybody written here wrong, it should show invalid, and enter only 0 to 10. Now click on OK. Now see, if you write here 200, it will not show. Up to 10 only we need to write. In this way we can apply the data validation. Next one is goal seek. Goal-seek function, often referred to as what-if analysis, is used to find the input values needed to achieve the desired goal. Sometimes you have to particular outcome in your mind, such as target sales amount or percentage amount. You need to know the value required to achieve the target by using goal seek feature. For example, we want to find the change in total sales amount, so that the net income is 20,000. Let us see the steps how to do this goal seek. Step 1, cell B1 type 50,000 for total sales, and cell B2 type 32,000 for cost price of goods, and cell B3 type 50,000 for expenses. Next, step 4, in B4 type the formula you need to find the income is equal to B1 minus bracket of B1 plus B3. You will get the result of 13,000. On the data tab in the data tools group, click what if analysis, then click on goal seek option. In the set cell box, enter the reference of the cell that contains the formula which you want to apply the goal seek in your example. In the total value, type the formula result that you want. In our example, it is 20,000. In the next step is by changing the cell box, enter the reference cell contains the value want to adjust. For example, B1, and click on OK. Goal seek return the produces the result and show it the goal seek dialog box. Click OK. You will see the values in the cell in your worksheet has been changed to get the desired result. Let us see a video, then you will get more understanding by seeing the video. Yeah, look at here. Now see, now I typed here total sales 50,000, total cost of goods is 32,000 I am purchasing, expenses is 5,000. Now net income, how much I am getting here. So I will write the formula is equal to, I am just increasing the signs to size. Here I am writing is equal to this one B1 minus bracket of the B2 plus B3 and close the bracket. See, 13,000 is our net income. If you sales is 50,000, then you will get income will be 30,000 here. Now second option, now let us see the what if analysis. Now let us have a look. Now click on data tab, there is a what if analysis, and click on goal seek option and set cell. What is the set cell? Here, this one. And how much value you want? Suppose you want per monthly 25,000 as net income, then which cell we need to change? This cell we need to change. Now total sales, how much it should be increased. Now click on OK. See, now if total sales will be increased to 62,000, then your net income will become 25,000. In this way we can see our goal seek option. Through the goal seek option we can achieve our goals. Now again I am going to show here. Click on what if analysis option, click on goal seek, and first select the net income. How much net income? Set value, set cell, that is now set value how much. Suppose you want monthly 50,000 income. Now how much sales you need to increase? Select the cell, this one B. Now click on OK. Now see, if you do 87,000 sales per month, then you will get net income as 50,000. In this ways, in these cases we will use the goal seek option to see our how much sales should be increased, how much setup should be there. Like that, in these cases we will use the goal seek option. Next topic is sharing the workbooks. Excel makes it easy to share and collaborate on workbooks using OneDrive. OneDrive means like Google Drive type kind of thing, where we can save and store our documents. In earlier versions of Excel, if you wanted to share a file someone, it could send it an email attachment. But in this 2016, we can share the workbook by using the share option. There are some steps are there. Click on file tab, click on share option. Alternatively, you can choose the share button top right corner, click on share. On the share pane, click on share with people button, click on save to cloud, click on OneDrive. OneDrive is the online file storage included with your Microsoft account. So in these ways we can share our workbooks also. by using sharing workbooks option. Next one is exporting the workbooks. By default, Excel workbooks are saved in .xlsx file type. If however, you can also save your Excel file into other formats such as PDF also. You can export your workbooks. Click on File tab, click on Export, then click Create PDF or XPS document. By using this option, we can export our documents into Microsoft Excel documents into other kind of documents. Next topic is pivot table. Pivot table means when you have lot of data, it becomes difficult to analysis of all information in your worksheet. Pivot tables can help and make your worksheet more manageable by summarizing your data. For example, consider the table which contains sales made by different salesmen in different months. We want to know the total amount sold by each salesperson. So pivot table can easily calculate and summarize the data for you. Step 2, create the pivot table. Select the table or cells that you want to include your pivot table. Don't forget to include column headers. We need to select column headers also. From the insert tab, click the pivot table command. The create pivot table dialog box will appear. Click OK. Next one is step 4. A blank pivot table and field list will appear on the new worksheet. Step 5. In the pivot table field list, check the box for each file you want to add. In our example, we want to know the total sales amount of each and every salesperson. So we will check the salesman and sales fields. Now pivot table will calculate the summarize and the selected fields. In our example, the pivot table shows the sum of the sales done by each salesman. Let us have a look on a small video. Now you need to write or type the data like this. I written salesman, sales and month. Anuj, Jack, Puneet, Ramesh and John. They did sales in every month, but I don't know which month how much he did and how much total sales he did. I cannot add like this. So what we'll do in these cases, we'll use pivot table option. First what we need to do, select the table or select the data where you want to use the pivot. Then click on insert tab and there is a pivot table option. Then click on the pivot table option. A dialog box appears. Select the table range is from this place to this place, and new worksheet or existing worksheet you can use, or new worksheet. I am using new worksheet. I am using. Click on OK. Now look at here. See, pivot table field is there. Now click on salesman. See, Anuj, Jack, Puneet and sales. How much they did? See, Anuj did 1,59,000 and next one Jack did 98,000 and John did 1,43,000 and Puneet did 1,49,000 and Ramesh did 1,07,000. Total sales is 6,56,000 is sales. Now let us see months also. We can see by using the pivot table option, we can see the months also. Click on month. Now you can see here Anuj did 1,59,000. How he did? January 45,000, February 80,000 and March 34,000. Next one Jack is did in 78,000 January and February he did. March he didn't do anything. In this way we can use the pivot table option. Next one I told you. Let us see this one also. Click on file menu. There is a save and send option. Save to app and send using email by using export or create, or here you can see create PDF or change file type also there. Workbook you can, or anything you can change it here. Save as another type file and you can save as another type or save as will be there. Document will be there, and here you can see PDF and we can make it as PDF also our file. In this way we can export our database and we can use the pivot options here. Yeah, okay student, that's all for today's class. Meet you in next class. Till then, take care and stay safe.